Okay, maybe starting over was a bit too ambitious. I really like where we're at the story, and starting completely over is probably gonna ruin my flow of creativity. So what am I gonna do? I still want to do the idea of a recap or a restore or whatever, just to retell the beginning of the story, because from the beginning towards where we're at now has been very, very messy. We can do like a director's cut or whatever. Let me just spell it out a bit better. Alright, first things first. Let's look at the very beginning. 6 years ago, I was trying to create a story with these three characters: Vega, Leon, and Sylvius. And also break the fourth wall that they know they're in a YouTube channel. That was the original intent. But then if you look at the actual main story, ignoring the other ones, it's Leon's birthday, some other stuff when they're already on Earth, some past videos that are quite outdated, and introducing more characters. So, looking back on all this, I realize, oh my god, we never had a proper beginning. Even in the past videos, when it involves, like when I used to do on the very first character birthdays, I would do like a past video to explain their past. A lot of it was showing of them going to Earth. So I think that at best, I should show that. Show their progression. How Vega and Naomi left the orphanage to make a journey to Earth. How they found Chia, how they met Leon, how they met Sylvius, all that kind of stuff. And reintroduce some characters. Fix some plot holes, some plot devices, add some things, and including adding characters to the beginning of the story that will be relevant to later in the story. So there will be a character that will show up right in these beginning chapters, and yet are relevant towards the future videos. So, like, if we take the latest part of the story, the Mana Vampire, this involves Vega training some of the goddess candidates. And there could be a character that they know of that's not part of this group, but they are fully aware that he or she existed. It doesn't make sense, and it'll be very strange for them to know a character later, saying, "Oh, hey, we met," because I have to write that beginning part. So basically, I don't know. This is a little complicated to explain, but a lot of the beginning parts are going to be rewritten. There's going to be beginning videos, and I'm going to put like a little banner on every thumbnail saying, "This is the prologue. This is the prologue chapters. This is how we're meeting some of the characters, how they got to Earth, all that kind of stuff." And rewrite some of their intros as like with Rico and her roommate before she met Vega and the others. I'm gonna change a lot of Valken's intro, but maybe a little bit of Luke's. And we're gonna keep adding stuff that happens before where we're at. This is really, really hard to explain, but so basically, let's say like the Vegastar bits, they're like each scene is like 30 seconds to a minute to 2 minutes, depending of a part of a day in their life. Any part of that timeline in that specific day, they could be doing anything else. So like, let's pull up final bits. So like in this bit where Leon takes his companions to karaoke. This is literally about 25 to 35 seconds of a scene. There could have been a scenario before when this happened, after this happened, and they could involve a character that has not been introduced yet that I'm going to introduce upcoming in this director's cut, book style, prequel stuff. Same thing with, like, let's say in this part, this whole scene with Yumiko and Vega, which has her doing like a whole bit with being a magical girl because of Vega winning a competition or a bet thing. This is just one day in her life. It could have happened the most recent part of the story. This could happen as around 2 days after she moved in. It could be anywhere in the story as long as it connects with their relationship. That's basically how I'm going to see what I'm going to do with these stories. And so there you're gonna see videos that are gonna be part of the prologue, part of a earlier part. So there's gonna be a point in the story where you think it's new, where it is new, but it's actually in the past. Where, let's say, Rachel still has her short hair. You'll see a scene, or you'll be seeing a video with that, because you gotta do something involving a character or a plot line that needs to be fixed or altered, that kind of thing. I really don't know what to really call this. I guess director's cut, or prequel, or adjustments, or anything like that. Basically, I want to use these stories and chapters and create like visual novels, video novel books, or something like that. So I'm gonna create, and then they'll become like the playlist will become basically the book. The main prologue is gonna be the first main cast leaving their original planet to go to Earth. That is the main original prologue, along with some holiday bits of celebrations as they try to understand Earth quite a bit. And then after that, I'm gonna show like character introduction book, a book playlist, a playlist book of like reintroducing the characters and their stories, like Rico, Kana, all that stuff, and then new characters as well. In that way we can implement them. And then I'll add another book where are like additional chapters in their lives in the 2 years they have been living on Earth. So there's going to be characters, that's just going to be some scenes where like maybe Vega's harem hasn't grown that big. Maybe it was just Rico, Naomi, Chia, and Kana. It was before Norn and Niana and Yumiko joined in, and before the Goddess Candidates. So this is a scene for that. I will always let you know in the description where it takes place. So if I introduce a new character within the time period of them being on Earth right now, I can say this character appears after the prologue, but before the full Trinity candidates are assembled. Or if I add another character, they can be like, or they can arrive right after the Goddess candidates were introduced, and then just place it there. That way you know where it is, so it doesn't feel too confusing. And then all the story bits will be hopefully flown well together and some things fixed, because there's a lot of stuff in the past that I made in 2020, from 2020 to 2020, late 2023, that I just need to fix and edit and alter, and because the story has been progressing nonstop and changing so much. So I need to use this idea to fix it. I don't know what to really call it, director's cut or chronicles or anything like that, but it's prequels, whatever it is it's called. I'm gonna do that instead. I don't want to completely start over and tell the whole story, because as much as that seems appealing to properly slowly fix the story, I just don't want to leave where I'm at now. We've been stuck in arc 2 for so long, because this is technically the longest setup arc that I need to do for what I have planned for the entirety of the Vegastar story. I hope that makes sense. We are going to draw characters soon to add to this list. I hope this is all making sense, because this makes sense to me. Maybe it'll make more sense when I actually do it and show you. So once again, I apologize for not having much again. I have been very busy, as I said in the post. Please check my channel posts frequently. My job, the place I'm working at, is at its peak season for the summer. I am tired. I'm also participating in a writing contest, which I know I'm going to lose. Anyways, I'm busy, I'm tired, but I have ideas. This year and last year is definitely a workshop year for this channel. I really hope you'll continue to support me. And I really wish I can like balance work life and this and family life and friends and my social life better, but like it is difficult. I am stressed, I am tired, but I have to keep going. And with that out of the way, until next time. I know, I should have wrote this down, but like, I just want to say this. I just want to say it. It'll make sense soon.